All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the stream. Welcome if you are new here. Thank you guys so much for joining me today and waiting patiently, as always, for the intro to finish up. It is Friday, July 25th, 2025. I hope everybody is doing well on this Friday. For those who are here, for those who are currently in the chat, please take a moment and hit that like button. I think we could easily get to 50 likes if everybody contributed. It definitely helps. Some new Lost Soul Aside gameplay. Nice. Yeah, that game's coming soon. I'm doing well, Irfan. Thank you for asking. Have a little bit of a sinus headache today, though. Nothing major. Just maybe a little bit of allergies, potentially. Not sure. But other than that, feeling good. We have quite a few different topics to go over and discuss today over the course of the stream. Mr. Din says like, share, and subscribe, everyone. Absolutely. Absolutely. Did I practice the Arnold voice? I didn't, actually. Not yesterday. I'll have to get around to that, Michael. Cat allergy? I hope not. No, I don't think so. I don't think so. But the sinuses up here are a little bit swollen. Nothing serious. Just, sometimes you wake up and it happens. What are you going to do? Russ, I'm glad to hear that, man. Yeah, there's just something more satisfying about it. Ray says, Dark Cerny, welcome. Chris, what's going on, man? Lady Gamer. Michael, yeah, thanks for asking. She's very close. Yeah, it's still a long road to recovery, but doing much, much, much better. Much better. MBG, a Wolfenstein TV series is in the works at Amazon. Interesting. Yeah, that'll be a good one, hopefully. But yeah, thank you guys so much for joining me today. I'm going to give you a little rundown of the topics that we have to discuss today. We do have quite a few. I don't know if they're the most exciting. Again, the PlayStation news is a little bit on the quiet side, but we do have a lot of Ghost of Yotei info to go over. And we have Digital Dude 25 back again with a $2 super chat and the eye emoji. He's already cooking. He's already planning. We know how he likes to operate. MBG PlayStation's next-gen handheld console will be announced around October or December. What makes you say that, Game Warrior? Seems like an oddly specific time. Oh, that's cool, Tarnished. You managed to get one of your very close relatives to watch my stream. He's a PlayStation fan. He's addicted now. Shout out to Tarnished. Doing work on the streets. Not that kind of work, but you know what I mean. Putting the name out there. Love to see it. Yeah, so Death Stranding 2 daily update. We don't have a big update. So, Irfan, I'm going to refrain from saying anything. It's for the best. I'm going to refrain from saying anything because I don't want to, I have thoughts. Like I said, guys, we will be doing our Death Stranding 2 spoiler cast next week. It'll probably be earlier in the week. I don't think I'm going to do it on Sunday. I don't know. I don't know if Sunday would be a good day to do it. I'm thinking maybe Monday or Tuesday. We're going to do the spoiler cast. All right. Digital Dude, you updated your profile picture? Okay. It looks like you're wearing a mask, I guess. I can see it. Yeah. Makui Ninja says he updated his profile picture as well. I mean, oh, you sure did. You sure did. It's not you, Digital Dude? Okay. It's Jason, but like Keanu. Oh, okay. Got you. It all makes sense now. Yo, I have to tell you guys, the freakiest thing happened yesterday. I have to tell you this, and this is especially important for those of you who were here at the end of yesterday's stream. So, for those who don't know, yesterday Hulk Hogan passed away, and at the end of my stream, you guys were telling me that when I do my reps, I should play a song called Real American. And I don't think I've ever heard this song before. I don't recall ever hearing it, but it's basically Hulk Hogan's theme song. And I had the video playing, at least for myself, while I was listening to it and doing the reps. Now, that section of the stream is cut out now due to copyright reasons, but it was my first time ever hearing that song, my first time ever seeing this video for Hulk Hogan. I kid you not, that same night, about like 5 hours later, 6 hours later, when I was done streaming, I go out into the living room. It's time to relax, sit on the sofa with Mrs. MBG, and we've been watching Beavis and Butthead, and I'm like, okay, let's play the next episode of Beavis and Butthead. The first song, so for those who don't know, Beavis and Butthead react to music videos. The first song and the first music video is that exact song and the exact video featuring Hulk Hogan. And I was so freaked out, dude. I'm like, what are the chances? What are the chances? That was crazy. I'd never heard that song in my life. I never even knew that was Hulk Hogan's theme song. I do some reps on the channel while playing it, and then later that day, I put on a random episode of Beavis and Butthead, and boom, that's the first music video they react to. I'm like, what? And then guess what? In the second episode, they reacted to an Ozzy video. Weird times, man. Weird times. But I just had to share that with you guys. I think this is Mufasa? Is it Mustafa? I think that's who it is. I'm sorry. I probably just destroyed your name again, man. But either way, he's been a member for 25 months, and he says, shout out to Devil Shooter. So, yeah, I don't think he was able to get the timestamps up on yesterday's stream, and I did let you guys know that between yesterday and today, he might not be able to. He was letting me know in advance. He has some stuff he's dealing with. So, not a huge deal. Just a couple streams. He's been like, he's been great on the channel. So hopefully everything's okay. Yeah, I'm sorry about that, man. Tarnish says, wow, such a coincidence or some sort of an arcane synchronicity. It was weird. I mean, I have to admit, I don't normally get like freaked out by things, but that was weird. Like that made me go like, what? What? All right. The stars are aligning. Here's what we're going to be talking about in today's stream. So again, we have quite a bit of new information for Ghost of Yotei to go over and discuss. The directors of Ghost of Yotei have been making the rounds, doing different interviews with different outlets, and we have a new batch of interviews where we're not going to cover the entirety of each interview, certainly not, because they do retread a lot of ground and a lot of what we've already covered, but they did talk about some new stuff and answer a couple of questions, lingering questions about Ghost of Yotei that we've been waiting to get answers to. And they even answer the question, will we see another Ghost of Tsushima Legends type experience? So we're going to be talking about that. We're going to be talking about a new Silent Hill 1 remake rumor. This was a remake that was confirmed earlier this year. Blooper Team is doing it, but this is a good rumor, and it seems like this game might actually be coming much sooner than we anticipated. We're going to be talking about how Ubisoft apparently canceled Star Wars Outlaws 2, or whatever the sequel was going to be. We're going to be talking a little bit about Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls, a little bit more about Battlefield 6 and how it's skipping the PS4, and maybe a couple of other bonus topics as well, depending on how the stream goes. So, guys, before we get into it, I want to just once again thank you for showing up to the stream. Thank you for hanging out with me. If you could do me a favor, if you haven't already, take a moment, hit that like button. It lets me know you enjoy the content, and it helps with YouTube's algorithm. And there are a couple of ways you can support the channel. You can become a channel member. You gain access to exclusive perks, such as the Members Lounge and member-exclusive gameplay. We did a Members Lounge and member gameplay this past week, so If you get gifted a membership today, you can go check that out. Or if you become a member. And yeah, you can gift memberships. You can drop a super chat, drop a direct donation. These are all ways in which you can support the channel, the community, and the content. We are totally fan funded. We don't do any sponsorships. So thank you to everybody who supports. Lux, you're saying Wolfenstein TV show in the works for Amazon from the same producers of the Fallout show. Yeah, Irfan was telling us about that. I guess that was just announced. Muhammad, I don't have that lined up as a topic, but yeah, we know that Sony has a massive, massive presence at China Joy this year, and they have a big lineup of games. So they're still pushing, man. They're pushing to try to proliferate the PlayStation brand all throughout China. We are going to dive into the first set of topics here, though, which is more information about Ghost of Yotei. The first thing here is an answer to a question that I talked about multiple times when we've discussed Ghost of Yotei, and that is how big is the map for Ghost of Yotei going to be compared to the map for Ghost of Tsushima? And the reason why I've been asking this question is because in real life, Hokkaido, which is where Ghost of Yotei takes place, is like 83 times bigger than Tsushima Island. It's like 83 times bigger. It's massive. It frankly dwarfs Tsushima Island. And if you have played Ghost of Tsushima, you know that the map was pretty big. There was quite a large area to explore and discover different things. So my question to Sucker Punch basically is, well, knowing that in real life, Hokkaido is 83 times bigger, how's that going to translate for the game? What did you decide to do here? Well, they did answer. It says earlier this week, Sucker Punch confirmed that Ghost of Yotei would last roughly as long as Ghost of Tsushima in terms of gameplay length. Now, in another pre-release interview, the Seattle-based development studio has discussed the map size. Speaking with Automaton Media, Sucker Punch revealed to have adopted the same vision. They didn't want to have to produce filler content for a much larger map. However, they did make sure to make the map feel grander, which is appropriate since the setting is much larger in real life than that of the previous game. This is what Jason Connell, the co-director of Ghost of Yotei, had to say on the matter. Even though the map is roughly the same size, Hokkaido is obviously much larger than Tsushima in real life. So we concentrated our efforts on making the world appear larger than it actually is. You'll see vast plains and massive mountain ranges towering in the background. This is all scenery that wasn't as present in Tsushima, and it's designed to help players feel the scale of things. If we did that, doubling the map size, we'd have to fill the map with twice the content, and that content would need to be meaningful so as not to tire the player. Ghost of Tsushima was already a big enough game, so rather than upscaling just for the sake of it, we chose to focus on delivering more variety and higher quality while maintaining a similar scale. So there you go. We straight up have the answer from Sucker Punch. How big is this map going to be? It's going to be about the same size as Ghost of Tsushima. And I think the reasoning they give here is actually very reassuring because it would have been, I think, a less than ideal outcome and maybe a poor decision if they were like, well, we should just make it twice as large because it's larger in real life, but we don't really know what to fill in. Like, we don't know what to put there in these vast empty spaces. Nobody wants that. Nobody wants a bigger map just for the sake of it. Nobody wants a bigger open world just for the sake of it. Nobody wants just empty spaces upon more empty spaces on top of more empty spaces. That would, I think, actually facilitate a worse gameplay experience overall. So I think that, yeah, this is probably the best way to go about it because when I think about playing Ghost of Tsushima, I do recall that it felt pretty large. I mean, once you unlock the entire island, you know, to go from one end to the other, it really felt like, okay, like this is pretty massive. It's not to say that they couldn't have made it bigger if they wanted to, but yeah, I just, you can tell that there are already like open areas in the map, or at least the sections of the map that they've shown so far with Ghost of Yotei. You don't want to just artificially expand that just for the sake of it. And there you go. It's going to be about the same size as Tsushima. So the gameplay length will be about the same, and the overall size of the map will be about the same. Boss got his tuxedo. Yeah, he did. He's trying not to fall asleep. Irfin says Tsushima was already massive. Does MBG snore loud? I don't think I snore. No, I don't think I snore. So the second thing here has to do with Sucker Punch making it clear that when it comes to Ghost of Yotei, they're not going to be making you do the same thing over and over again. And I think that this is actually important for Sucker Punch to acknowledge, because some of the complaints that people had for Ghost of Tsushima, I mean, it wasn't a problem for me, but I can understand why some people would get annoyed by it or why it would, dampen the experience. Ghost of Tsushima was very repetitive. You ran into the same encounters over and over again. I will say, I do remember when I was playing Ghost of Tsushima the first and the second time, I got tired of running into the Ronin that are just kind of lingering around and having to do a showdown every time I'm going from one point to the next. I would actually just start to go around them. I'm like, okay, I've done this like 25 times already. I'm good. And so seemingly they look to rectify this. Would I ever do a sleep stream? Oh my God. No, because I could not sleep knowing I'm being streamed. Although, if I were to ever do a sleep stream, Digital Dude, I would definitely mess with people, make you think I'm asleep. Before you know it, I'm doing some weird ass shit, and it's like, what's going on with this guy? Bro didn't tell us he sleepwalks, What is boss doing? He looks like he's cleaning his foot or something. But we have the write up here from Push Square. It says, if there was one major issue with Ghost of Tsushima, it's that it's lacked the variety to keep its open world interesting. While we did initially have fun following foxes and writing haikus, the game unquestionably ran out of steam as we pursued its platinum, and honestly ended up being grating at times. Creative director Nate Fox is well aware of this, and he says that the team at Sucker Punch has responded to the feedback from fans. This is what he had to say when talking to Automaton. Ghost of Yotei improves the mini game segments in a sense that we won't be making players go through the same thing all over again whenever their curiosity leads them to encountering new secrets during exploration. We've prepared different kinds of outcomes that could go beyond the player's expectations. We believe that the beauty of open world games is in the exploration, so we were determined to offer players a diverse experience. Now, they don't go into explicit detail as to like what's going to be different, other than them saying that the outcomes will be different. This to me could be, I don't want to say like game changing, but maybe that's too strong of a word. But I mean, the potential is there. The potential is there because with Tsushima, it's true that like every time you started to encounter these things, it only went one way. It went the same way pretty much every time. They seem to be teasing here that every time you are kind of taken off the beaten path and you're going exploring and you're kind of following something, you really don't know what the outcome's going to be. Now, could this be them just saying this and it's actually going to be like you just get the three same outcomes, or like there's only three outcomes and they just kind of rinse and repeat and cycle them? It's possible. It's possible. But I don't know, man. They seem to have put a really major emphasis on they want exploration in Ghost of Yotei to feel about 100 times better, seemingly, than how it felt in Tsushima. They want people to not feel like they're just constantly doing the same things over and over again. They want people to discover things organically, and they want each encounter to have some kind of uniqueness to it. Will they be able to achieve that in the final product? I don't know, but I will say if they manage to achieve this, I think this right here is what's going to potentially elevate Ghost of Yotei well above Tsushima, potentially. So it's sounding really good so far. I should grow the beard out. Ray says, no, please, God, not Waluigi ASMR. Don't make me break it out, Ray. I don't think I'm going to grow my beard out. Not really long. I can't do it. It just becomes too uncomfortable. Becomes itchy and uncomfortable. I don't like it. What's the new info? Will, we just talked about how Sucker Punch revealed that Ghost of Yotei's map is going to be about the same size as Ghost of Tsushima's, but they're more focused on making sure that there's an adequate amount of, I guess you could say, things to do and explore, and not just mass amounts of empty space. And they also confirmed that when you are doing side content, not like side missions or side story missions, but just kind of off the beaten path content, stuff you run into, encounters, that there's going to be different outcomes and unique outcomes. You're not just going to be doing the same thing over and over again. That's what they're saying anyway. People still hating on Yotei having a basic NPC as a main character. Well, yeah, I mean, we'll see how it all pans out with the character Atsu. We'll see how it pans out. Do you think Sony not increasing the PS5 prices in the USA is due to not wanting to risk any sales slowdown around GTA 6? No, I think the only reason Sony hasn't increased the price of the PS5 in the US is because they had a stockpile. And I think, honestly, like, if that stockpile runs out and there's no like significant update to the tariffs, I think Sony will increase the price. I think they will. Maybe I'm wrong about that. Maybe they will just increase the price on the Pro. They could do something like that where it's like, to kind of make sure we can keep the PS5 price lower, we'll increase the price of the Pro to kind of offset it. I don't know. Yeah, Digital Dude, I'm not sure about that. I don't know. I always thought that was kind of weird. But check this out. We have an interview. I'm not going to read this entire interview, but there were a couple of important things that were talked about in this interview with IGN. So, you know, the directors of Ghost of Yotei sat down with IGN, and I want to give a little shout out to IGN for asking what I think is one of the best questions asked so far that nobody else has asked. You know, got to give the credit where credit is due. And they say here, Ghost of Tsushima Legends was objectively awesome. How happy were you with that mode as a team, and is there a possibility to see something like it again for Ghost of Yotei, either at launch or maybe in the far-off distance? So Nate Fox seemingly had an answer prepared, and he says, quote, "We were extremely happy with Ghost of Tsushima Legends and allowing players to connect with friends and use their skills fighting with the katana against a variety of enemies. We loved it. Right now, we are very focused on completing Ghost of Yotei to the highest quality possible and putting it in players' hands very soon on October 2nd. That is our absolute focus right now." So the reason why I want to highlight this is because this is the first time Sucker Punch is being asked directly about a Ghost of Tsushima Legends follow-up. And yes, it was very much a PR-trained answer. He had that answer locked and loaded, ready to go. There's a couple of things that I think are worth pointing out here. First, he answers the question. He says, "We were extremely happy with Ghost of Tsushima Legends, and they loved it." So, good. Check number one. Number two, he doesn't say no. I think that's important. He doesn't say no. He doesn't say we're not doing it. It's not something we're working on. In fact, with the second part of his response, he just completely sidesteps it. And he just says, right now, we're focused on finishing Ghost of Yotei. It's releasing soon. That's our focus. I don't want to read into this too much, but it almost sounds like he's letting us know, like, once the game's out, we'll talk about it. Digital Dude 25 with a $5 super chat that I'm probably going to regret reading says, if you were an ant, would... I'm over here trying to be dead serious talking about Ghost of Yotei. Listen, I'm going to read your super chat. I'm not answering that, Digital Dude. I'm not answering that question. That's a weird. JMR is just like, yo, what? What? He says, if you were an ant, would you rather clap a Black Widow cheeks or ladybugs? Michael Lynch is like, answer it. I need to know. Like, bro, what the hell kind of look, all I'm going to say, Michael says I easily answered it. Black Widows are dangerous. If I'm not mistaken, I think Black Widows kill the male, right? Right? Isn't that a thing? I think that's pretty well established. Gaming Survivor says we know gnats are attracted to MBG. Oh my god. Bobby Heckelmeyer can confirm what I said about Black Widows. I mean, look, at the end of the day, removing the weird aspect that Digital Dude had to bring to the equation here, I think ladybugs are just cooler than Black Widow spiders. Black Widow spiders are just terrifying, honestly. Now I get it, Gaming Survivor. You're trying. You're trying. It's all we can do. We have to tolerate, apparently, Digital Dude and his nonsense. I love how Digital Dude just like, I think I could just take over the streams now, you know? Better be careful, Digital Dude. You're going to end up getting a rich rod tax. Is that next? We're going to do the Digital Dude 5 membership tax. He says some out-of-pocket stuff. 5 memberships. But, yeah, back to Ghost of Tsushima Legends, back to Ghost of Yotei. This answer that was given by Sucker Punch, I'm going to be honest, it gives me a lot of hope. They didn't say no. They didn't say that they're not working on it. In fact, they just completely sidestepped it, saying we loved Ghost of Tsushima Legends. Right now, we're just focused on finishing Yotei. I mean, I'm walking away from that being like, all right, I guess we'll be hearing about the follow-up to Legends after Ghost of Yotei releases on October 2nd. You know, not too long after that. And to be honest, I really do hope we get something. It would be very disappointing. If I'm reading this wrong and they're like, no, we're not actually working on anything, I'm going to be kind of sad about that because Ghost of Tsushima Legends was awesome. You hope we can get PvP duels in the Ghost of Yotei multiplayer mode. That would be pretty cool if they, because yeah, Ghost of Tsushima Legends was PvE only. It would be cool if they did a follow-up where they offered PvE and PvP. That would be pretty sick. Legends 2 live service. Do you think it's possible they could be doing a full-blown live service? I mean, I could see it. I don't know how they would manage to support it, but I could see it. Michael Lynch with a $5 super chat says, plus the spider just lost her husband. The widow will probably lash out and take it out on you. Dang broads. Yo, Michael Lynch is out here really contemplating. He's really thinking hard, way harder than any reasonable person should be thinking about the question that Digital Dude asked. Digital Dude, you found your people, man. You guys are nuts. Wow, that's tarnished. I didn't know that. Yeah. Nature's weird, man. And kind of terrifying. Not gonna lie. It's weird and terrifying. Lady Gamer says the chat is crazy. JMR says it's the best community on YouTube. Yeah, too many people don't know. Too many people don't know. Why start over with Legends? I think Ghost of Tsushima Legends was a test bed. I think it was a little extra something that Sucker Punch wanted to do, and they just kind of wanted to test their hand at making a multiplayer experience. And people were like, holy shit, this is amazing. And I think it's like, oh, okay. I mean, I understand the idea of just updating it, but I mean, it's been a while since they've had, you know, like people have probably moved on from it, you know? They have to give it a whole new push now if they do a follow-up. Isley with a $5 super chat says, Digital Dude called me and said if I don't send a super chat right now, he will send the Raccoon King to my house next. Isley, I believe you. I believe you. Digital Dude has made it known what his agenda is. His agenda is to get people to donate to the channel, whether it be super chats or memberships. And he's been very effective at it. He's been shockingly effective. He says that was private. Keep doing what you're doing, Digital Dude. Too many foxes. I don't think there are many foxes where I'm at. I'm pretty sure there are foxes, but just not many. At least they're not common. Raccoons are way more common where I am. $80 Legends live service game. Oh my God. I'd buy it. Straight up, I'm not going to lie, I'd buy it. But they shouldn't do that. That game would die instantly. But I would buy it. The thing I'm wondering is if they do a follow-up. Because it sounds like they may be working on a follow-up to Ghost of Tsushima Legends. My question is, are they going to treat it the same exact way? Because the thing about Ghost of Tsushima Legends is it was a free update for anybody who decided to buy Ghost of Tsushima. And then eventually they sold it standalone for $20, which is interesting because I'm not sure how many people actually bought Ghost of Tsushima Legends by itself and didn't play the regular Ghost of Tsushima single player. But I have a feeling that they're going to have a different approach this time, considering that Sony is doing a live service games push, right? And we have a direct donation from Perfect Image, a $2 direct donation. Thank you for that, Perfect Image. He says, did you see Jin's actor talking to a former IGN about Ghost 2 and Battlefield 6? It's going to beat, or I think you meant to say it's going to blow Call of Duty out of the water. What an amazing time for gaming. I mean, I haven't heard any interviews or anything, but I will say that I've been kind of looking around and seeing how people are feeling about Battlefield 6, the general community reaction. And I don't want to jump the gun here, but it does seem like Battlefield has possibly a real chance to, it's not going to stop Call of Duty from being the juggernaut that it is. But I think it has a real chance of winning people over and basically being a true viable competitor to Call of Duty. Battlefield, for the first time in a long time, I think has that chance. They have it in the palm of their hand. I'm telling you, EA is going to come out and announce that Battlefield 6 is an $80 game, and that's going to not completely kill it, but it's going to destroy most of the momentum they have going. Unless they're smart and they're like, it's just $70 like every other game. If they come out and say it's going to be $80, then any chance they had of really trying to make some kind of dent into the Call of Duty market share is gone. I firmly believe that. But looking at what we've seen so far of Battlefield between the leaks and the new trailer, yeah, man, I think there's a real chance. There's a real chance. People are getting a little bit tired of Call of Duty. People are getting fed up with the direction it's going in with the silly cosmetics and whatnot, trying to, be more like Fortnite in some ways. Yeah, I could see Battlefield if the stars align, man, and they really do everything right, they could give Call of Duty a run for their money. But we should not underestimate just how much of a juggernaut Call of Duty really is. Like, the Call of Duty Black Ops 7 trailer has 40 million views, man. 40 million views. Like, it's Call of Duty's still just such a massive machine. It really is. It's 80 euros, which means it's 70 US dollars. That's usually the way. That's what I'm hoping. Yeah, I'm staying open to the possibility that somehow EA is going to know, or they're going to actually not know, I should say, what they should do in this situation and be like, we should charge 80. I'm just keeping that open mind because it's EA. Garrett, what's going on, man? It's not time, boss. It's not time. Michael Lynch with a $5 super chat. Thank you for that, Michael. He says it will be $70 because they know they need to win people back with this game. Yeah, that's my mindset as well. Like, this is a comeback game. This is a game that is, like you're saying, meant to win people back. It's meant to bring the lapsed Battlefield community, bring them back on over. A lot of them have went to other games, and a lot of them have been waiting patiently for this moment. So the last thing, I'll just put it this way. In order for Battlefield 6 to have any chance of making any kind of significant dent into Call of Duty's market share and player base, they can't have any mistakes. They can't afford it. They have to come out and just fire on all cylinders, and the campaign has to be awesome. The multiplayer has to be exactly what Battlefield fans wanted. The gameplay has to be high quality. Graphically, it has to look great. I mean, it has to do all these things right. If they're clearly treating it like a live service, they have to handle that correct as well. So they need to just, like I said, fire on all cylinders. Easier said than done, but Jerry Gamer with a super chat says, your reaction to Battlefield 6, you're excited for war in the USA? To be honest, I want to fight in Queens or Brooklyn too. Also, I played the alpha test on PS5. Feels like Call of Duty. Really? That's interesting. You're saying it feels like Call of Duty. Interesting. Come on, boss. I mean, the thing that's interesting to me about the campaign, at least, that, you know, the trailer we saw for Battlefield 6, is the fact that, yeah, it's very reminiscent of Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, where it's like, rather than taking place in like Washington D.C., it's like now it's in New York, and you know, yeah, like the U.S. is under attack, and it just very much gave me MW2 vibes. And that's interesting that you're saying it felt like Call of Duty. Boss, it's not time for treats. We don't even have a single membership gift yet. All right? Chill. Yeah, the destruction and the destructive factor of Battlefield has always been the standout. And that's true. Yeah, Modern Warfare 3 was, I think, set in New York, or at least there were sections you played in New York. Yeah, you're right about that. Really curious, really curious to see this multiplayer reveal and try out the beta, hopefully. Lady Gamer, you're saying you hope Microsoft never buys any more studios. I don't think they're going to be buying studios for a long time, honestly. I think that they're set for a while. Certainly not another publisher. At least there's no unicorns with guns yet. MBG, have you seen the collective shout thing being talked about everywhere, gaming related? No. What is that? Boss, dude. The bridge in the trailer, was it the Brooklyn Bridge? I'm not sure. JMR is saying you're desperate to see PlayStation form/buy a new single player studio. Hanzo says it was Queensbridge. Whoa. Hey. No, we haven't talked about Silent Hill yet, Sean. Bro. These cats are on edge. They want the treats. These cats got beef because they want the chicken. Jake Skew, yeah, I saw you sent that to me, buddy. That's super interesting. I mean, it could be true. Rockstar working with Twitch for the launch of GTA 6. No, Wes, the rumor has to do with how far in development it is. We'll talk about it. Sean, yeah, it's coming from Dusk Golem, so a reliable source. Digital Dude 25 says, son, or the son asks, how do stars die? Dad says an overdose, usually. Damn. That's a dark one. That's a dark one, Digital Dude. Now you owe 5 memberships. Digital Dude owes 5 memberships. Yeah, Dusk Golem at this point, he mainly covers, Resident Evil and Silent Hill leaks and rumors. And he definitely proved his credibility with the recent Resident Evil 9 stuff. So, I'm glad you like the shirt, James. Yeah, it's a shame about Ozzy. Oh, JMR, that's cool. You're getting 2 ginger kittens on the 3rd of August. Come on, boss. Oh, man. Yeah, we'll be talking about that in the upcoming spoiler cast, Wes. We'll definitely, we'll be talking all about that. Am I a dog person? At this point, I'm more of a cat person than a dog person, but I like dogs too. Yeah. So there's one other thing here. I know that this topic is a little bit broken up, but there's one other thing I want to read to you when it comes to Ghost of Yotei that I think you guys are going to be interested in. We're getting confirmation, explicit confirmation from the directors of Ghost of Yotei that they did replace stances with new weapons. I think we all assume that based off of the state of play, but now they're talking about it. But it does seem like these new weapons are actually going to go beyond what the stances did. So it says here, should the player be expecting to juggle weapons and learn which is going to work against which type of enemy? Perhaps what weapon they're using, or is it more a case of unlocking the right skills for the right weapon? Oh, wait, hold on. That was the second question. The first question is, what has it been like developing combat based around a whole arsenal of weapons this time, as opposed to just a katana with a variety of different stances? Nate Fox says, in Tsushima, we really loved our stance system where the player could choose one of 4 ways to hold the weapon to combat a particular type of enemy. In Ghost of Yotei, we took that system and we expanded it. Instead of 4 stances, there are now 5. Instead of stances with 1 weapon, we took the same system and we said, okay, instead of stances, it's new melee weapons. Functionally, it's the same as stances, but it's actually more. For instance, if you use the spear, you can use that weapon to knock enemies backwards in space. So if you're standing near a cliff fighting them, you can knock them off in the cliff into the abyss. Works just like stances, but there are extra abilities attached to each one of these weapons to give the player more options. The follow-up question is, so should players be expecting to juggle weapons and learn which is going to work against which type of enemy? Perhaps what weapon they're using? Or is it more a case of unlocking the right skills for the right weapons? Nate Fox says the game definitely would like players best to learn how to switch weapons when it is appropriate. It is the most efficient way to play. But let's face it, people sometimes want to play it in the way that makes them feel the coolest, and the game will not hurt you if you do that. If you want to play with just dual katanas because you think it looks cool, you can play through the whole game that way. It's A-okay. So, to me, these are 2 important confirmations. Number 1, they are confirming that they did replace the stances with new weapons, but each new weapon actually has different abilities, which will go beyond what the different stances offered in Tsushima. Number 2, they are confirming, and to me, this was a big question that I think people had. They're confirming whether or not you need to switch weapons in order to actually take on certain enemies. And they're making it clear that you don't have to do that. You will be less efficient, but if you want to play the entire game using, the dual katanas, as they point out, or the spear, you can do that. So that's actually really cool. I'm assuming most people are going to want to use different weapons, though. And Armani Coleman, Pepsi Coleman, with a $10 super chat, says, I just hope Rise of Hydra gets Captain America's speed right, knowing what they did in Avengers and how he was slow. But this game is different from a different studio than Avengers, so it should be better than the Avengers. Interesting. So you're hoping Captain America is going to be very fast. Well, you mentioned how this is a different studio. Yeah, the Avengers game, I actually forgot about that game. That was Square Enix. So weird. The Avengers game did not age well. I think this title, Rise of Hydra, will be. I think it has the potential to be one of the best superhero games ever made, simply for the fact that we know that Amy Hennig is helming it, right? Like, this is the person who made the first 3 Uncharted games or directed them, and so she's a veteran, and she knows how to make a great action adventure game. And you have 2 great characters like Captain America and Black Panther that people love. So, Avengers: Age of Not Aging Well. I am curious to see the Rise of Hydra gameplay. I'm curious to see how, how Captain America is going to play, like you're saying, how Black Panther is going to play, how reminiscent some of the set pieces are to something like Uncharted, potentially. I'm curious. I'm very curious about Rise of Hydra. It looks like a promising game, though. And, I am a little bit. I think everybody's feeling just some level of fatigue with superhero movies and superhero games. But yeah, man, I think out of all the superhero games we're gonna get, this has a chance to be one of the better ones. Certainly. It's been a long time since there was a good Iron Man game. There is an Iron Man game, a AAA Iron Man game in development at EA, by the way. And they're going all in with that. So we should be getting a single player AAA Iron Man game before the end of this generation. No, they didn't cancel Iron Man. They canceled the Black Panther game. EA also had a standalone Black Panther game that they were making. That was canceled. Iron Man was not canceled. The Iron Man game should be really interesting. It has been a long time. I think there were like a couple of Iron Man games that came out during the PS3 and 360 era, but they were not very good. I mean, when it comes to Wolverine and specifically X-Men, Sean, I don't feel any fatigue. I just mean, generally speaking, how it just feels like there's like more superhero related stuff than ever before. Maybe a little bit oversaturated. Yeah, I feel that. But when it comes to like Wolverine from Insomniac, like, yeah, dude, I'm ready. I'm ready. I don't think I could ever feel Wolverine fatigue. And the X-Men game, if that's something that Insomniac does end up doing, that should be very interesting. That should be very interesting. Because if you remember the leaked roadmap, yeah, they were planning on doing, I think, like a multiplayer component for Wolverine, and then a full-blown X-Men game at some point. That would come after Spider-Man 3. So we'll see what happens. And we have Digital Dude 25 with another $5 super chat that I probably will regret reading. He says, did you hear that McDonald's is coming out with a McJackson Burger? It's a 50-year-old piece of... I can't read that. I straight up can't read that. I almost read it. I need to read... All right, the Digital Dude tax is in full effect. After that one, full of the McJackson Burger. Oh my god. Oh my god. I want to laugh, at least at the McJackson Burger part, because that is a crazy name for a burger. Mmm. The McJackson Burger. Dude, what is happening? I'm over here trying to talk about Rise of Hydra, and Digital Dude's like, did you hear about the McJackson Burger, MBG? He's truly the new Rich Rod. Dude. I appreciate the super chat. I do, but the digital dude tax is in full effect. We're going to need 5 membership gifts for that one. Oh my God. Hanzo, bro. What were we talking about? I don't even know now, man. Yeah, no, I'm with you on that one, Lady Gamer. I'm just mind my own business at this point. Even Luna's starting to beg for treats, by the way. Whoa, easy there. Easy there. It's feisty. I don't feel well. We were talking about the Wolverine game. Yeah. Yeah. Whenever Sony wants to show it, man, I'm ready. I think we're all ready. I think we're beyond ready at this point. Oh, geez. We still got topics, guys. We still got topics to get through. No worries. No worries. We still got topics. We just have to tolerate Digital Dude in between, I guess. Why would I say it like that? Why would I say it like that? This bro's going to end up having to make me end the stream. We need to refocus. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. Luna, let them know. Let them know. Luna's telling you. We need 25 memberships stat. She needs her treats. Look at that. Picture perfect. James says he's dying. All right. We have Jerry Gamer, a member for 14 months. He says, Wu Chang getting full hate in China. Gamers are furious for price, the politic problem, its sentence to death in market. Phantom Blade should take notes. Jerry Gamer, can you, if you're able to, can you elaborate on that? What's going on with Wu Chang Fallen Feathers in the Chinese market? I know it's a Chinese developed game, right? But what saying there's a political problem. They don't, I mean, the pricing, I guess that's self-explanatory. They don't like the pricing of it, but okay, Digital Dude, I'm straight up not reading that, and I also don't understand it. I don't want to understand it. I don't get that one. I actually don't understand that one, and I don't want to understand it, but it seems, dude, Digital Dude, you got to reel it in, bro. You got to reel it in. You're crossing the line, man. I'm afraid to understand it. Holy shit. Oh. Oh, come on, man. Come on. That's not cool. That's not cool. I have to shame you now, Digital Dude. For shame. For shame. Come on. We got to do better than this. Not cool. Not cool. I mean, I'm all for like some dark humor, but it's touchy. That's a touchy one. Keep it more towards the McJackson burger. You know what? No. See that? I see what you're doing. I see what he's doing. He's like, if I just push it, if I cross the line, I'll be like, I'll just be right before the line. Yeah, Chris, he didn't get the memo. Digital Dude clearly didn't get the memo, bro. He's just that guy. He's like, hey, I got a funny joke. And it's like, oh, jeez. He did it. Digital Dude crossed the line. All right. We got to chill out now, Digital Dude. Reel it in. We're all for a little dark humor, but we won't take it. Yeah, we got to know the limits. We got to know the limits. We can't have this become a just a complete free-for-all. We're not savages. We're not savages. We do have Armani Coleman, Pepsi Coleman, once again. With a $10 super chat, he says, yeah, I can't wait for the Rise of Hydra. They should reveal a gameplay trailer soon. They can do it at the Game Awards, but it would be too late by then. Also Tokyo Game Show in September, maybe. Well, I guess it depends on when they're planning on releasing it in 2026, because they were originally going to release Rise of Hydra this year, but then they were like, well, actually, we're going to have to push it to 2026. We're like, oh, okay, I guess that's not the most shocking delay. But now it's one of these things where it's like, well, are we looking at like an early 2026 release, like a Q1, or is this like a summer 2026 release? I'm not sure. I don't think any of us really know. But I still feel like Gamescom is the place, Armani. I mean, you mentioned Tokyo Game Show. It could be there. It could be there. It could be, I mean, it could be at the Game Awards. The Game Awards would be pretty late, though. Yeah, Nick, I disagree with that. I don't think people are being snowflakes. It's like some people, there are some people who are completely okay with really dark humor jokes, but a lot of people are not. A lot of people do, you know, it's a touchy, depending on what the joke is about, it can be a very touchy subject. And I try to keep in mind that, like, you know, one person, you know, may find dark humor. They may have no problem with the darkest of humor, right? But other people do, and I try to keep that in mind. It's you know. Well, that's what I'm saying, Nick. That's what I'm saying. Like, I understand that there are people like yourself where it's like, you know, yeah, I think everybody's experienced that to a degree, you know, or knows somebody. But Irvin says that's not dark, that's black as coal. Damn. Yeah, we got to keep it reasonable, you know, at the end of the day. That's something that I do care about here on the channel. All right, well, that one's not so bad. All right, see, Digital Dude, he's reeling it in. He says, what's green and yellow and eats nuts? Gonorrhea. What are you trying to say, Digital Dude? You know a thing or two about that? This is Digital Dude's way of keeping it clean. We're cooked. We're cooked. Digital Dude, it's time for you. You got to drop memberships now, bro. This, like, you've been taxed at least 3 times now. That last one, by the way, that's like a 15 membership tax right there. Anyway, we do have to talk about Silent Hill. James says, keep it clean, MBG. Keep it clean, boy. The Digital Dude tariffs are in full effect. Lady Gamer says she's upset with that super chat. I think it's fair to be upset with it. So a joke about one disease is cool, but another disease is not? Correct. Yes. A joke about gonorrhea is fine. You are correct, Digital Dude. Or, you know what? I don't know. Actually, you bring up a good point. Maybe I'll just bring the hammer down on both. We could do that. Well, I mean, but like, I don't think that's not dark though, right? Man, Digital Dude, you are completely derailing the stream. I got topics I gotta discuss, damn it. Bro came in too chaotic today. Pushing Polygons just says he's not a fan of either. Yo, if Digital Dude was a comedian, he'd be getting booed off stage right now. Digital Dude's looking at the cue cards like, shit, I think I peaked at maybe I peaked at the McJack Burger. I don't know. Anyway, we need to talk about Silent Hill. We have, hold on, 1, 2, 3, 4. We have about 4 more topics to discuss. I pretty much said everything I needed to say about Ghost of Yotei. I know it wasn't like breaking news for Ghost of Yotei, but these are follow-up questions and answers that we've been waiting to get. So, Gaming Survivor says the members lounge is where the wild stuff is. Indie Reaper, what was your question? Maybe I missed it. Oh, you just mean in the chat? I'm not seeing it. Hold on. Unless it was, are you talking about a super chat? Oh, you're saying I'm confused. If the gameplay length and world are the same size of Tsushima, what justifies it going from $60 to $70? Well, I think the assumption is that the budget of the game, generally speaking, is bigger. Probably, I don't know. They probably increased their headcount. We don't know what type of post-content support it's going to get. I mean, I get where you're coming from. But I just think, generally speaking, $70 for a AAA game is the new standard. But yeah, that's a fair question to ask. I mean, my assumption is it may come through just in the quality of the game overall. Bro, are you serious? Chill. Chill, boss. You gotta, here, move down a little bit. This guy just can't leave my side. Don't do it. I said don't do it. You wonder if the PS5 DualSense will play a big part in the Silent Hill remake? Well, that's the thing. Silent Hill 2 remake was announced as a PlayStation 5 exclusive. It's been exclusive for 1 year. It's been exclusive, or it's going to be exclusive for 1 year. I think it's coming out on Xbox in October. Will Silent Hill 1 remake also be exclusive? I don't know. I mean, it would kind of make sense if Sony wanted to strike another deal, but they may not have to at this point. You going? What are you doing? You go down here? You don't want to be near? All right, that's fine. This cat, man. After what happened in Final Fantasy 16 on Xbox, why even bother? Yeah, I see where you're coming from. So the Silent Hill 1 remake rumor it's nothing like too substantial. I do think it's significant if you're somebody who's anticipating this game and excited for it. So according to Dusk Golem, somebody said, I don't know about Silent Hill 1 remake in 2027. Didn't they just start working on it? I would think it's the in-house Silent Hill game. that would be further along. And Dusk Golem replied saying Silent Hill 1 Remake, as far as I know, started development around 3 years ago, roughly. If I had to take a guess at the Silent Hill game release schedule, all subject to change at the whims of game dev, it seems like the OG plan was delayed by a couple of years, plus F and Townfall switched. So, I mean, to me, that's pretty significant news, because I would have no Digital dude, no more jokes, no more jokes. I don't like seeing my audience, and good people in my audience. I don't like seeing them getting upset. No more jokes, Digital dude. I'm drawing the line. I will censor you. Digital dude's about to get censored. But to me, the significant part about the Silent Hill 1 remake rumor is the fact that when this was announced a couple of months ago, it seemed like it was just a new deal that was struck, where they're like, here you go, Silent Hill 2 remake was a success, so we're going to have them start work on Silent Hill 1 remake. But apparently this is something they've been working on for 3 years. 3 years. Very, very interesting. Very interesting. I do think that this means this game is going to come out before the end of this generation now. I was thinking that Silent Hill 1 remake was for sure going to be like a PS6 title, but now it does seem like it's actually going to make it before the end of the generation. Didn't expect that, honestly. I gotta do it. I had to. You made me do it, Digital dude. You made me do it. You forced my hand. I had to delete it. He forced my hand. Just like Rich Rod, man. What is it? What is it? Is it me? Is there something about me? What is it that attracts the well, I'm not saying you're crazy, but like the most chaotic people to my channel. They're just like, let's go. We're going crazy. Like, I don't understand. You hope they're not crunching over there, Bloober team. They're putting their games out like an express line. Well, it is interesting because, yeah, they have that game Chronos, which is coming out. And yeah, I guess if Silent Hill 1 Remake was in development for 3 years, that means it was in development alongside Silent Hill 2 Remake. So yeah, I don't know what they're doing over there, Bloober. Don't bring that back, Unknown. Don't bring that back. All right, fine, Luna. I feel Luna's making me feel bad. She's just like really trying to open this. I'll just give you a couple. We haven't gotten any memberships today, but I'll give you a couple. Don't do it, boss. You'll get yours. Don't bully her. Don't do it. Bloober Team is somehow becoming a GOAT game studio. Yeah, it's kind of weird, dude. They just got their shit together like overnight. Chronos does look good. It looks very promising. I'm really interested in the Silent Hill 1 remake, mainly because, well, Silent Hill 2, as long as they didn't deviate too much, was pretty much guaranteed to be a success. Silent Hill 1 is less known, but it's also a PlayStation 1 game. Silent Hill 1 is going to need a lot more work done to it compared to Silent Hill 2 Remake, and they're going to have to take a lot more liberties. They're going to have to take a lot more liberties. And so because of that, I feel as though it's another test in a way for Bloober Team, where it's like, dude, if you can do what you did for Silent Hill 2 for Silent Hill 1, it would be even more impressive, because it would have to be done with them taking more liberties. And by taking more liberties, it's taking more risk. For sure. If Chronos and Silent Hill 1 are 10 out of 10 bangers, do you think Sony should consider acquiring Bloober? Maybe. Although I don't know if Bloober Team would want to be acquired. You know, if they're finding this newfound success, they're probably very satisfied remaining independent and working with different partners. You ate all that already? Damn, Luna. Digital dude, you're just gonna get shunned now. You have to be normal now. I'm forcing you to be normal. It's a requirement. You don't want to be banished to the Chaos Realm. Because the only person that's banished to the Chaos Realm is Rich Rod. And he still hasn't returned. Bro gets taxed to oblivion. Bluepoint 2.0. You think Sony would acquire Bloober Team and then make them work on a game as a service? I would like to think Sony learned not to do that with Bluepoint. The Medium was a Silent Hill prototype. Hey, whoa! God damn, what the fuck is going on with the stream? What in God's name? Boss. You know what? I don't need this stress. I don't need the stress. Did you hear him yell? He straight up yelled at her. And Armani Pepsi Coleman with another $10 super chat. Thank you for that, Armani. Saying, my bad for saying a lot, but I also wish Kraven and Venom were playable in Spider-Man 2. I would like that. Well, there was a playable section for Venom in Spider-Man 2. Spoilers, sorry. But I gotta let him know. There was a playable section. Unless you mean like you wanted to play as him more. Kraven, yeah, I don't think Sony would ever do like a standalone Kraven game. They tried to do that for a movie and it was disastrous. It was disastrous. But keep in mind, Armani, we don't know if it's true yet. But apparently there is a Venom game in development at Insomniac. And if the rumor is to be believed, it's coming next year. See, there you go. Digital dude, that's a normal question. Yes, I am. People have been asking for a Daredevil game for a long time. All right, Luna. Time to go. I guess not. Here, boss. These cats are really starting to go crazy over these chicken cat treats. I mean, goddamn, what are they putting there? But Armani, by the way, you don't have to apologize, man. You know, I appreciate you dropping the super chats. I appreciate you supporting the channel, man. I mean, I hope the Venom game is real because when I played as Venom for that short period of time in Spider-Man 2, it's like, yeah, this feels awesome. Like, I enjoyed playing as Venom more than I enjoyed playing as Peter Parker or Miles Morales. And I just kind of got the feeling like, oh, yeah, we need more of this. So I hope they make it happen. I do. I mean, the reason why I think people are under the impression that the Venom game may have been canceled is because during that Insomniac hack, it basically leaked out that they had a big roadmap for Spider-Man 2 DLC. And the entire DLC roadmap was scrapped and canceled. And they announced that there isn't going to be any DLC for it. Now, is this because they wanted to roll it into Spider-Man 3? possibly roll it into the Venom game, or maybe it was just because they were already over budget. I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't know that we will find out, but all we know is that there was a whole roadmap of Spider-Man 2 DLC that was supposed to come. It never did. It got canned. Do I think Virtuos will still be doing remakes after the layoffs for PlayStation? I don't know if they'll be doing it for PlayStation, but yeah, they're still going to be doing remakes, I believe. They'll still be doing remakes. No doubt. I mean, I know it sounded like they did have a lot of layoffs, but they laid off about 7% of the company. So it's not like as massive as people. I think some people read the headlines of Virtuous having layoffs and thinking like 3/4 of the studio was just wiped out. It wasn't like that. It's still unfortunate, but they're a massive studio, dude. Like, and I have no doubt that they're going to keep moving from partner to partner, remaking different games. They seem to be kind of building themselves up as a kind of specialty remake / port studio. Yeah, I mean, we don't know how many of those employees were, maybe contractors, or I don't know. Could contractors get laid off? I don't know. I mean, you have to assume it has something to do with both Metal Gear and Oblivion. These are big titles that are being remade, and one's about to come out. One did come out not that long ago. Hold on, I have to let Luna out. Dude. Oh man. Luna goes up to the door and scratches it, saying she, pretty much saying she wants to get out. Every time I go to get up to open the door, she gets all scared and runs to the other side of the room. So then I was like, Mrs. MBG, call Luna out. So she does the, pss, pss, and then Boss ran out of the room. Why is Boss so shook? Dude, Boss is shook right now, man. I don't know what Luna did to that guy, but he's completely shook. I know how to get him. Sorry, Boss. Still gotta wait. All right. So yeah, that's it for the Silent Hill rumor. But they see the cringe promo Xbox just put out about lowering the prices of Outer Worlds with both sides punching each other. Everyone's trolling it. No, I didn't see that, MacTube. That sounds pretty cringe though. I mean, they had to have lowered the price because, dude, the pre-orders had to have been in the toilet, man. Pre-orders had to have been disastrous for them to just be like, you know what, we have to remarket this now with a lower price. That's crazy. This is why I feel like they're just executives. I mean, to be fair, Sony's had this problem in the past too, but I mean, I just feel like you look at the Outer Worlds 2 and it's like, who at Microsoft thinks that this is the game that should lead the charge for $80 prices? Like who thinks that? I mean, you have to be completely out of touch. The last time Sony did something like that was with Destruction All Stars, where they're like, it's going to be $70, and it's like, okay, whatever you say, Sony. And they're like, oh. And we have Armani Pepsi Coleman with another $10 super chat. Armani dropping the super chats today, man. He says, in Rise of Hydra, I'm going to look forward to playing as Captain America. I'm happy for the combat in the game. I'm guessing Rise of Hydra, the game would, you're guessing it would be nice if they made a Winter Soldier game in the future. Well, my assumption, Armani, is that with Rise of Hydra, you know, it's taking one of the biggest properties, you know, I mean, Captain America, one of the biggest heroes from the Marvel Universe, but also Black Panther. These are massive properties, massive characters, and we know that there's a talented team behind it. My assumption is that this is just going to be the beginning for this studio, like Skydance Media, I think the name is. Could they do a Winter Soldier-esque follow-up to this game? Yeah, they could, and that would be pretty sick. I mean, people love the Winter Soldier movie, so if they want to take inspiration from that and that's where they want to go, I think people would be on board with that. I'm curious to know, you know, assuming Rise of Hydra comes out, it's a successful game, you know, reviews well, sells really well. When they make another one, like, I wonder if they would just keep going with Captain America or Black Panther or both, or if they would actually be open to working with, like, okay, we're going to do a different hero, it's like superhero game now. We're going to cover, I don't know. I was going to say Iron Man, but then I was like, wait, no, we already deduced that they have an Iron Man game in development, but I don't know, like a Hawkeye game or something like that. I don't know. Or Daredevil, right? That's what people have been asking for. It'll be interesting to see. Yeah, we did just talk about Silent Hill 1, JMR. MBG, did you ever play the old Rainbow Six games? The Rainbow Six games I remember the most, and I was frankly just completely addicted to, were Rainbow Six Vegas 1 and 2. I think I played a couple of Rainbow Six games prior to that, but never really got deep into them. But Vegas 1 and 2, I was helplessly addicted to, and they were like my favorite games for a long time. Really wish we could get a Rainbow Six Vegas 3. An Ant-Man game, that would be cool. That'd be cool. If they do it, it needs to be mission-based, not open world, with the Iron Man game. Digital Dude says, MBG, a 50 bomb or a 20 bomb, you choose, but choose wisely. Chat, what are we choosing, a 50 bomb or a 20 bomb? That's a little bit ominous. Like, you know I want to choose the 50 bomb, but you're like, choose wisely. Choose wisely. What's that mean? Should look into the Ready or Not game. It has me hooked. I think I read something that likened Ready or Not to Rainbow Six Vegas. Is it actually like Rainbow Six Vegas? I've heard good things about Ready or Not. Mrs. MBG says 50. JMR says 50. James Cook says 50. Hanzo says 20. You got Hellbound saying 50, bro. Even Hellbound's like, go for the 50. Hold on. Here's what we'll do. We'll see. Well, I don't know if Digital Dude. I mean, I think Digital Dude's good for it. Well, my hold on, my YouTube studio just crashed again. Here we go. We'll have the audience vote on it. Should Digital Dude drop a 50 or a 20 bomb? The 50 bomb comes with a crazy joke. The 20 comes with a horrible joke. Oh, geez. Oh my God. Dude, I don't know. I didn't realize. Well, I didn't realize that. I put that poll out. I didn't realize it's going to come with a joke. You want the real bad joke? Eric says, no need to be greedy. If he's here for you, the family and the cats, 20 is good. Hey, man, I'm good with whatever people want to give. I don't like that Digital Dude's he's trying to make me suffer for it, though. He's like, you're going to read my joke, MBG. Yeah, I'm gonna offend everybody here. Like, oh, man. Come on, bro. Depends on how much offense is attached to the 50. Luna, do you want to leave the room or not? Like, I'm getting between you guys and Digital Dude, I'm about to flip my desk, bro. I don't need this stress. Digital Dude says, you got to read my joke, though, MBG, out loud. Well, you got to be careful, Digital Dude, because you have to give me some idea. Because I could get in trouble with YouTube. Dude, I've gotten in trouble before. YouTube's very, they're... You know what? I don't know, Digital Dude. Maybe just hold on to it. Maybe it ain't worth it. It ain't worth it. It ain't worth it. It's not going to be anything ban-worthy. He says that. Bro's going to put out the most ban-worthy super chat of all time. Luna, for the love of God, do you want to leave or not? Come here. Come here. Ray says, Digital Dude, don't do anything to mess up MBG getting his play button. Yeah. Really? Happy Gilmore 2 is good? I might have to check it out. Fred, let me see what you were saying. I did ask you. It's more old school. It's more like the old school Rainbow Six games. It's more methodical. Even real life SWAT teams said that they nailed it with what they do. If you decide to play ready or not, let me know. I'll have your 6. I'll have to think about it. Yeah, it's tough. I mean, right now, I'm trying to see if I'm going to be able to get the platinum for Death Stranding. But hold on. I'm asking Mrs. MBG to get Luna because she's not. Luna, I would let you out, but every time I go near the door, you run away. Digital Dude says, I'll let you decide, MBG. 2 minutes. Hold on. Luna, leave. All right. All right. I'm sorry. Luna's giving me a really hard time right now. Like, she keeps scratching my door. She's like ripping the paint off of it. And then when we try to get her to leave, like, she wants to leave. Every time we open the door, she freaks out. She's like, runs away. Anyway, Digital Dude says it could either be a bomb of subs or a direct donation. That's why I said choose wisely. Okay. Well, Digital Dude, I mean, I'm more inclined to like if you're gonna drop anything, I'm more inclined to say member gifts just because I know a lot of people hope to get a membership gift, especially because we've been doing more members content. So that's the decision. We'll go if you're good for it. If you're good for it, we'll go with the 50 bomb, and you know, I will just pray that whatever joke you choose to drop will not be as bad as I'm imagining in my head. So that's what we'll go with. Throw Luna out, dude. She's destroying. Mm-hmm. Hey, come here. This damn cat. I'm literally trying to pick her up so I can. I don't understand. I don't understand the mind of a cat. Like she's scratching at the door. She wants to leave. When I go near the door to open it to let her out, she freaks out and scatters. Like I don't understand. I'm not telling you to pick. I'm telling you what it could be. Oh. Digital Dude, you know what? You've done this. I'm pretty sure you're not dropping anything. That's what I'm pretty sure of. I'm pretty sure you're just trying to hijack the stream. Oh, you know what? So, guys, I meant to ask you, what do we think about this report that Star Wars Outlaws 2 was apparently canceled? Are we I mean, is there any level of surprise here? He says, I'm going to do it, but you got to read it. Nick, there's no way you're encouraging it. Well, I mean, I will say when it comes to Star Wars Outlaws 2 getting canceled, I had a feeling that Star Wars Outlaws was going to not necessarily flop, but I mean, for a Star Wars project, I was pretty sure it was going to do bad. It just did not. Like the whole idea of it seemed cool, but I'm like, why not just make it a Han Solo game? And they're like, no. It's like, okay. If you guys wanted sales and money, that's all you got to do. It's so funny to me that you get these like high level executives. They're like, what if we just made this new character that no one likes? It's like, or you could just make a fucking open world Han Solo game, and there you go. Promote me. I'll make you. That's how you make the most money. Promote me. Why don't they just do that? I mean, if they were going to even pitch a sequel, like just pitch that. I don't know. I don't understand some of these game development companies sometimes, man, where it feels like they're so like they go against the grain so much where it's like I'm not saying every decision is easy, but some of them really are. Some of them really are that easy. You're just gonna see me pounce back and forth. I'm trying, dude. I just tried to get her, and she just like tried to attack me and hiss at me. I'm just trying to get. Oh, today is one of those days, man. That'll work. Boss is so concerned. Boss is like, what the fuck is going on right now? You guys can't see what's happening right now, but all right. There's too much chaos today between the jokes in the chat and my cats. It's too much chaos. Where's Knights of the Old Republic? Yeah, apparently that game is still in development, the remake, but I don't know. It seems like it's in some kind of development hell, and I think Sony may have removed themselves from it. How hyped am I for that Mudang? Yeah, that game looks really good. Is that coming out this year, MacTube, or is that a 2026 game? That game looks really good. It's got a lot of promise. That's a good idea. That's a good idea. Break out the catnip. Hold on. Here we go. Luna, get out! Oh my god. Even the catnip didn't work. I'm getting so fucking annoyed, dude. Oh god. Digital dude. Irfan, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Irfan. Digital dude, you dropped another joke. We'll be waiting for that 50 bomb, digital dude. We'll be waiting for it. Digital dude says, what's the difference between a drug dealer and a hooker? A hooker can wash our crack and sell it again. And my cats are fighting. You know what? What the fuck it all, man? Like, what is even happening? What is even happening on this stream? I have no idea what's happening. Somehow, digital dude's energy is somehow being transferred to my cats. Holy shit. I came into the stream being like, we're going to talk video games today. Like, oh, you thought you were talking video games today. That's cute. I was just trying real hard to get high. Digital dude, I have to admit, that one's pretty funny. I mean, Meet the Cheater, I don't know if you just came into the stream. This is improvement. This is better. This is better than the previous ones. So that one's pretty good. Yeah, that was tame. I'm going to remember that one. Next time I'm hanging out with my friends, hey guys, I got a funny joke. MBG, you can't say that because people will think you just don't like female protagonists. I know some people did like her character. No, I mean, I get that. I'm just saying, like, these game studios are like, we need to sell more copies. We're struggling. We need more money. Our games are so expensive. It's like, okay, then there's a fucking solution right there, man. It's right there. It's right there. It's right there. And they're like, well, anything but that. It's like, all right, well, then I don't know what to tell you. There you go. There you go. I mean, so for me, Star Wars Outlaws, I'm not really a Star Wars fan anymore, but I like the idea of like, oh, it's an open world Star Wars game where you're playing as a bounty hunter. But yeah, I won't lie, man. Like, the first thought I had when I saw it is like, why is it not Han Solo, dude? Like, it should be Han Solo. Even if you had, it's not about male or female. It's just like, even if you had a new character that's a male, I'm still probably not going to like it as much because it's like, yeah, but he's trying to be Han Solo and he's not. So just do Han Solo. I'm just saying. I'm not, Laz, I'm glad you're enjoying it. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Well, I probably should let you guys know. It says this month, just days prior to the time of this writing, Ubisoft Chief Executive Officer Yves Guillemot has blamed Star Wars Outlaws missing its sales target on the Star Wars IP itself, saying that the Star Wars brand was in choppy waters at the time of Outlaws' launch. Now a rumor has surfaced that Ubisoft has quietly canceled Star Wars Outlaws, its sequel. The rumor comes from Tom Henderson and Insider Gaming, who said on the website's podcast that Ubisoft, quote, recently canceled Star Wars Outlaws 2, adding that it was still in the very early stages and it had not entered full production, and that it was very, very early. Yeah, I forgot about that. Yves Guillemot straight up blamed the Star Wars. Like, Disney's mismanaging of the Star Wars IP is, I mean, that's going to go down as, I think, one of the biggest failures of all time. I don't understand how you mess it up that bad. I don't understand how you're like, okay, we have Star Wars, we're going to make episode 7, 8, 9, and like not everything, but most of what we do after is just going to be slowly eroding, you know, what Star Wars is and eroding the fan base. It's crazy to me. It's crazy. I mean, I grew up obviously being a fan of Star Wars, but I can't say I've been a fan of Star Wars for many years now. They lost me. Like, they completely lost me, man. I didn't even watch episode 9. I was just like, screw it. Digital Dude, I'm not reading it. You need to drop. You said you would drop a 50 bomb. You didn't drop it. You said if I read your joke, you would drop the 50 bomb. I read your joke. You didn't drop the 50 bomb. Now you're dropping another joke. Instead, they give us third-rate outlaws no one knows. Pretty much. Mandalorians, bounty hunters, Sith, Jedi, clones, etc. There's a whole wealth of cool stuff. Yeah, I don't understand that, man. I heard Andor is pretty good, but even then, I'm just like, you lost me. You lost me. I'm waiting, Digital Dude. We're waiting. Oh wow. Yeah, I just checked the poll now. Digital Dude needs to be put in a padded cell. Yeah, he does. If someone asked me to destroy the credibility of the Star Wars franchise, I would make Outlaws. God damn. I think what's crazy is that Disney has had so many opportunities to course correct and to just listen to the fans. And it just has felt like for the longest time, they've just been extremely stubborn. And like, they don't want to listen to the fans. Like, they view the fans as a problem or something like that. And I know that fandoms can be toxic. That's certainly true. But I mean, come on, man. There comes a point where it's like, look at what's happening. Like, just give them what they want. You know? Like, this doesn't have to be a difficult thing. You're making it difficult needlessly. But I can't say I'm surprised that there's not going to be a Star Wars Outlaws 2. I mean, it feels like almost every Ubisoft game these days. It feels like almost every Ubisoft game, it's just marred with controversy, man. And Digital Dude drops a 5 bomb. He drops a 5 bomb. This is one of the only times you'll ever hear me say that with any level of disappointment. Well, at least Digital Dude's good for 5 memberships, guys. It covers one of the jokes. Digital dude, you know I appreciate it, man. Even though you're chaotic, I do appreciate that you support the channel, bro. There's your memberships. Now read the joke. I don't like your tone, digital dude. I don't think I like your tone. There's supposed to be a 0 after that 5. Audience is getting impatient. Hanzo says, here's a dad joke. If there's one thing that makes me throw up, it's a dartboard on the ceiling. Okay. Okay. Digital dude has clearly possessed my fucking cats. Hanzo says we need more dad jokes up in here. I looked like Kevin Spacey when I said that. Well, that's maybe a little bit concerning, actually. Yo, I just saw on my screen that somebody named I'm Rich the Swag Lord. What? I'm in Rich the Swag Lord received a membership gift. Jason, you think the controversy around Ubisoft's games is stupid? You think their games have been pretty good? Oh, Star Wars Eclipse. I forgot about that. Isn't that oh god, what studio is that? I forget. Oh god, it's driving me nuts. They work with Sony. It's David Cage. I just can't remember the name of the studio for some reason. Anybody? Nobody? And my YouTube studio crashed again. Sorry. Yeah, no, my chat froze. How long has my chat been frozen? Quantic Dream. I'm sorry, guys. Yeah, I see so many people saying Quantic Dream. That game was announced a long time ago. A Quantic Dream Star Wars game. I don't know about this. I guess Bill Cosby. If I had to choose, I don't know, man. What even is the question? I think it's interesting that Quantic Dream goes from making something like Detroit Become Human to announcing a Star Wars game that's not going to be pretty much anything like their previous games. That's fascinating to me. And it does seem like this game is still many years away, frankly. No, I was just talking about jokes. Yeah, I started playing Detroit Become Human a while ago, and I never did finish it. But I remember what I played of it, I actually really liked. I really liked it, and it's a game that I would definitely like to get back to at some point and complete because it seems very, I don't know, it seems like even more relevant today. Yeah, they're doing Star Wars now, apparently. Ray, we might be bringing that back in September. Stay tuned. We might be. Not going to announce, not here to announce anything. But I don't think so, pushing polygons. If I remember correctly, what we heard about Star Wars Eclipse is that it was actually going to be like more action oriented, I think. I could be wrong. It's been a long time since I mean, who knows? Who knows what's going on with that game, man? You know, anything we heard prior could be, you know, totally outdated information at this point. Chris, you're saying Avatar 3 trailer premiered at Fantastic Four last night and the movie looks absolutely insane? I've never seen the Avatar movies. I'm not interested. Nothing about it looks compelling to me, frankly. It's weird because it feels like Avatar is such a big franchise and it's such a big moneymaker, but I'm like, I'm just not interested. I don't know why. I don't have anything against it. Your playthrough was about 11-ish hours. Yeah, I probably should have just stuck with it when I started playing it because I think I put a good 4 or 5 hours into it. I was probably more than halfway done. I can't remember why I stopped playing it. I think maybe it was because either Days Gone or Death Stranding, one of those two games came out. I think it was just like, oh yeah, I'm gonna have to put this on the back burner. But I was really enjoying what I played. I think I may have actually streamed some of it too, if memory serves. I think I actually was streaming some of it. Ghetto God, you've never seen a single Star Wars movie? That's a little bit surprising. I feel like everybody's seen at least like one of the original trilogy movies. Do you think I should watch the Avatar movies, Chris? Is I remember one of the only things I remember about the first Avatar movie is the actor that played the main protagonist, Sam Worthington. Is he still in? Like, is he in the upcoming Avatar movies, or was he in the last one and the one that's coming out? I have multiple people recommending the Avatar movies. Well, he's still in it. Okay, yeah. I ask because I feel like he kind of like blew up as an A-list actor for a little while, and I haven't like seen him in anything. I remember he was in like Terminator Salvation. He was in like Call of Duty Black Ops at the time. It was like the main guy, Mason or whatever, and he was like popping up everywhere. And then he just like disappeared. And so I was like curious if he was still, because I know the Avatar movies are massive movies, if he was still the lead in that. He is still the main lead. Interesting. Watched them when they first came out. Star Wars. Steven, you're saying you saw the original trilogy when they came out? Impressive. Watch Airplane instead. Yeah, I mean, I grew up mostly with the uh the prequel trilogy, Star Wars Episode 1, 2, and 3. But prior to those movies coming out, I did see the originals. And the originals are what got me into Star Wars at all. But when the prequel trilogy came out, that's what really got me kind of hooked on Star Wars. I remember I really thought episode 1 was awesome, especially like Darth Maul. Like, who didn't think he was the coolest thing ever? I remember I went to the midnight screening of Star Wars episode 2. My dad got midnight screening tickets, and he got them for me because he knew I was hyped about Star Wars, and he took me to it. And I remember seeing all these people like cosplaying. And actually, funny story, I found out many years later. So I mean, how old must I have been? I think I may have been like 7 or 8 years old when my dad took me to the midnight screening. Can you guys fucking stop? Oh my god, these cats are still fighting. I must have been like 7 or 8 years old. My dad took me to the midnight screening, and I found out many years later that apparently Mrs. MBG was at that same movie theater that same night. And we were in the same movie theater together. We didn't know each other at the time. Her uncle took her and her cousin to the midnight screening. And I remember talking to her about it like years later, being like, wait, I saw that too at a midnight screening. And I was like, what theater did you go to? Like, oh, this is the theater. I'm like, no way. And that's just a really interesting thought to me that like many years later, our paths were going to cross in a big way. Hey, my future wife is in this movie theater right now watching Star Wars Episode 2. That's so cool. Yeah, she was clearly stalking me. It was destiny. But yeah, man. I remember feeling a little bit disappointed with Star Wars Episode 2, just a little bit. But I thought it was the coolest experience because I remember like some of the scenes that occurred in that movie, like the entire movie theater went nuts and people were cheering. Like when Mace Windu like took out Jango Fett or whatever, like the theater was just going crazy. And I was like, what is this? I was like, I've never been to a movie theater experience like this before. So it was interesting. It was cool. Cool memory. And Tijual, a member for 15 months, says, MBG, you should play Rayman Legends and then new Super Lucky's Tale with your kid. Rayman Legends is fun like Astrobot and has challenge levels for the end. Yeah, he probably would like that. And Super Lucky's Tale, I feel like I've seen that game before. That's where he plays the fox, right? I should show him some of these games. He'd probably be into them. The last game we played together was the Bluey game. And he was really not obsessed, but like he just was really excited at the idea of getting the trophies for that game, and he wanted to platinum it. And so I was like, all right, yeah, we'll do it together. And he still plays the Bluey game from time to time. But yeah, I heard new Super Lucky's Tale was really good. Appreciate the recommendation, Tijual. Have I done one of the current premium theater experiences? They get pretty crazy nowadays. No, I don't really go to the movie theater very often anymore. It's like maybe once or twice a year at this point. And usually whenever I go to see a movie in the theaters, I'm a bit late to it. Like I'm a week or two late. So I'm not there when I guess when it would be like the most rowdy, I guess if that's the way to that's a term to use. I got the platinum for Bluey, bro. Absolutely. Episode 1 midnight screening. I fell asleep and woke up in my popcorn. What? Chase says he hasn't seen a movie he liked in years. Wow. I'm going to have to end this, by the way. I'm going to have to end that poll. Yeah. Yeah, he turns out he didn't drop it, guys. He dropped 5. So he did something. But he threw us for a loop again. Can't keep letting him get away with that. Movie theater popcorn's the best. Yeah. I mean, when I go to the movie theater, I definitely need popcorn. I can't. The idea of going to the movie theater and just sitting down and watching a movie and not having popcorn and not having like stuff to eat and like candy and whatnot, like it just sounds, that sounds like that actually upsets me. Like why would you even do that? What's even the point? You know, that is truly part of the experience. Sweet or salted? Well, I know at the movie theater, at least the theaters I go to, they don't have it, but kettle corn is like my favorite kind of popcorn. It's just kind of on the sweeter side. Kettle corn's amazing. No, BG, I just mean, have you been to an IMAX or a Dolby Cinema? I don't think so, actually. I don't think so. Luna, you gonna let you out now? Oh man, these cats, they're driving me nuts. Yeah, Mrs. MBG likes her popcorn with lots of butter. Saw Interstellar in IMAX. It was an experience for sure. I don't know if I've ever seen like a movie at an IMAX theater or one of these more premium theaters. I don't know if I ever have. Luna, hey, go. Candy or popcorn or both? Need both. Maybe sometimes some pretzel bites. Maybe a hot dog occasionally. I used to just sneak McDonald's into the movie theater. Just flat out. Whip out my chicken selects, my large fry. MBG IMAX and 4DX are freaking awesome. Well, I mean, how expensive is it for tickets for those types of theaters? Because I mean, the regular movie theaters, or at least the theaters that I go to, are relatively. I mean, it can add up. It becomes pretty expensive. Luna, God, you are making me so angry. Oh my God, Luna. Oh man. My cats are throwing me for a loop today. You're seeing Fantastic Four tonight in 4D X 3D. Bro, I don't even know what that means. 4D X 3D. You paid $30. Oh, that's not that bad. They're about double the price. That's not too bad. I mean, if you know, if the experience is important to you, you know. We used to bring, yeah. Mrs. MBG would just straight up pull a Big Mac out of her purse. Everybody in the theater would be like, "What? Yo, why does it smell like McDonald's in here?" Good times, good times. Your grandmother used to do that when she would take you to the theater. That's awesome. It's where the seats in the movie punch you, water effects, wind, smell, snow. Chris, I can't tell if you're messing with me right now. I can't tell if you're messing with me right now or not. Really? Nah, come on. That's not true, Chris. Regal Theaters? Really? MBG movie theater popcorn is literally the most artificial toxic food ever made. Okay, I'm gonna need you to back that claim up, Mac2, because like, what? It's popcorn, man. What are you talking about? It's just popcorn. It's corn that's been popped. Like, how? How could it be that bad? Like, the butter, I guess maybe is like, oh, well, that maybe makes it more unhealthy, but they use imitation butter. Really? What? I feel like you guys are messing with me. Experience extreme sensory cinema with 4DX, a Cineworld exclusive in the UK and Ireland with stimulating effects like water, wind, scent, and strobe lighting. Yo, I feel like that would just straight piss me off. Shadowlink's like, look it up, bro. Look it up. I'm telling you. I feel like that would just straight piss me off. 4DX. Okay, I'm looking it up. So it is real. I don't think there's any. So actually, okay. I think the closest one to me is like an hour and a half away or something like that. What's the difference between a 3D and 4D movie? Physical senses to transport viewers into a whole new viewing experience. Motion enabled chairs which create strong vibrations and sensations. Those other environmental controls for stimulated weather or other conditions. Fog, strong sense. Yo, wait. Hold on. Has anybody went to a 4D movie and it just like smelled like shit or something? Like just smelled bad? You uploaded a photo of your theater. 4D movies are in the astral realm. Chris, you're freaking me out because I just checked the photo you uploaded. It's like, wait, are you literally there right now? You're literally sitting in that theater and you just took that picture? You're listening to this in that 4D theater? MBG, those hot dogs are swimming in bacteria. They're swimming in bacteria water at the movie theater. What? What, bro? Wait, what? What movie theaters are you going to? You will be tonight. I went to a 4DX screening at least once. It was good as far as I remember. I feel like I would just end up getting distracted, you know? Like, what does that smell? Why is my chair vibrating? What the hell's going on? People have been saying the new Superman movie's good. Yeah. I've been hearing good things about it. I haven't seen it yet. I would like to see it, though. Black Hawk Down in 4D. Oh, shit. That actually does sound kind of sick. Yeah. That does sound pretty sick. Sounds like it'd be intense. It just sounds like an intense movie to see in a theater in general. Chris, you saw Superman 4 times. Bro's addicted to 4D movies. He's addicted to it. Like, I can't stop going to 4D movie theaters, man. Like, you just watch the same movie over and over again. Hold on. I mean, you must have really liked it if you saw it 4 times, dude. Revenge of the Sith 4DX was peak. Raven says he saw Superman in IMAX. He enjoyed it. You're on the East Coast, so if you and the family like the aquarium, the Baltimore Aquarium has a theater, sprays water and everything. Dude, I'm telling you, I would just get pissed off. If I get sprayed with water while I'm trying to watch a movie while eating my popcorn, I'm going to be pissed. That sounds like the opposite of a good time. Like, I paid extra for this? I paid extra for this? Excuse me? When the ships explode in Star Wars, you almost get launched off your seat. What? Dude, I mean, I can kind of understand why that seems cool, but like, at what point is it just like, all right, now my popcorn just went flying everywhere? You know how expensive this fucking popcorn was? I'd be demanding a refund. Supposedly the next Dune movie is going to be shot entirely in IMAX. Shadowlink says I had no idea and was confused. It was like a mist at one point and a squirt gun the second. Oh my God. What? You sure you weren't just getting trolled or something, man? That sounds horrible. Haptic feedback chairs. I like it. The haptic feedback chairs. Dual sense chairs. Oh, God. Yeah, I think I'm just going to stick to regular movie theaters. I'm perfectly fine with that. You know? Maybe I don't know. Maybe I'll. Yeah, no. Who am I kidding? I'm perfectly fine with regular movie theaters. Again, I only go like once or twice a year. So it's like, for me, it's like, this is great. You know? I don't really have high expectations. It's a bit different from the 4DX, though. They said you will get wet. I laughed and said, how? And then I found out. I saw John Wick in 4DX, and when someone got shot in the head, you got mist sprayed, simulating the blood splatter. That's crazy. That's actually crazy, man. Gonna simulate that John Wick headshot blood splatter. Yeah? You want to pay extra? You want to pay double for that? That's crazy. That's crazy work. I mean, I kind of get it though. Like, the more I think about it, I can kind of understand how, like, yeah, that would, Sony's looking into this shit for the PS6. Sony's doing it. I don't know how they're going to make it happen. You're going to be able to refill your DualSense 2 water tank. You're going to be holding your DualSense 2 and like you dive into the water in Horizon 3 and get a little mist sprayed on you while you're playing. Oh, man. Yeah, that's what Mark Cerny's been working on. Look up 4DX on YouTube. They're like shorts. They're like 30 seconds. Let me see. I don't have it up on screen right now, but let's see. 4DX movie theater experience. All right. Water. Yo, okay. Hold on. Yeah, this would piss me off.
To expect. They have at least 21 environmental effects, so I knew anything could happen. I wanted to get the full experience, which means water on. They make sure you feel all of the action. The moving seats were so fun. Have you ever seen fog in a theater before? I was totally blown away by these weather effects. Guys, you can literally smell the movies. If you also want to see movies like you're already living in the year 3000, you have got to check out 4DX. This movie theater blew my mind.
Yeah, no, well, Chris, I'm glad you're happy with your 4DX movies. I just saw some footage. Hell no, dude. I would have to leave. I'm like, like, I'm not trying to feel like I'm trying to watch a movie in the middle of an earthquake, you know? So like bubble machines and shit. Like what? What? Like what? Hmm. Flashing lights, moving. I mean, dude, I was just seeing footage. It literally looks like this. It looks like the way the seats were shaking and rocking. It's like, yeah. Do you want to feel like you're experiencing an earthquake while you're trying to enjoy your movie? Apparently, I don't know. You can turn the water off though. Yeah, Mrs. MBG would straight up get injured. It'd be the worst movie experience ever. My leg dislocated. How did that happen? I was at a movie theater. Oh yeah, did you like fall down the steps or something? No, just watching a movie, and my leg dislocated. Shadowlink, a member for 18 months, says, "Bro, it's not so bad. You got to try it at least once. Well, maybe one day. I'm not opposed to trying it at least once. It's like I try it once, and I'm like, this is the greatest thing I've ever experienced. Before you know it, I convert my channel to just in real life streams going to these 4D movie experiences and screenings. It's my new channel. Forget PlayStation. Sorry, Sony. I found a new level of immersion with entertainment you can't match. DualSense 2, get that out of my face. Battle scars from a movie. If I ever try it, I'll let you guys know. I do think I was looking it up. It seems like the closest theater's kind of it's definitely not that close to me. But if they end up expanding, I mean they have a lot of locations in California, but they have a few, quite a few in New York. If they end up expanding and they come closer to me at some point, maybe I'll go check it out. Was the Jurassic Park movie? Chris, do you go see like every movie, dude? Do you live there? Do you live at the cinema? Oh, you have like 4 or 5 of them around you? That makes sense. Yeah, well, I mean, if it was like as close to me as the theaters that I go to normally, I mean, I would try it at least once. How could I not? You know? How could I not? Wes says he wishes he had an IMAX closer to him. Shelling says, I appreciate you and Mrs. MEG reading and commenting with me. So here you go. He's a cinema bro. Is that what they call them? Cinema bros? Check out the Woozer Vest 3. Woozer Vest. Hold on. I think I looked this up before. Yeah, the haptic feedback vest, bro. The haptic feedback vest. And Shadowlink comes in and drops 10 membership gifts for you guys. I was wondering what he meant by saying, here you go. Shadowlink, once again, showing support for the channel. He drops the 10 on you guys. Digital Dude, he may not have dropped the 50, but he dropped 5, and then Shadowlink dropped 10, bringing us up to 15. So we may still be able to hit the goal yet. Shadowlink, I want the Arnold cinema experience. You know what I'm saying? I want the full Arnold cinema experience. Thank you so much for that, Shadow Link. Steven says he bought his son that. Yo. His son's going to be wearing that vest while playing his electric drum kit now. He's getting the full experience, man. That's awesome. I wonder if Sony would ever release something like that for PlayStation. Or like partner with any of these companies. I could see Sony doing some shit like that. Chris says he will update us on the Fantastic Four 4D X 3D experience on Sunday. Speaking of Arnold, the Running Man remake would be cool in 4DX. I mean, I sometimes forget that there's a Running Man remake. Well, you know, there is another Arnold movie coming out, I think, this year, where he plays Santa Claus. Okay? I'm not kidding. Let's see. Arnold Christmas movie. Not Jingle All the Way. Jingle All the Way is the one we all know and love. Here we go. The Man with the Bag. Dude, hold on. I want to have the 4D experience for this movie. This is the one. It's me, Santa Claus. I've come to bring you gifts. Bro, Arnold as Santa Claus is crazy. Though, like, he does make a pretty good Santa. I absolutely want to see this movie. You can't beat it. Crazy Arnold, crazy Santa Arnold. I think this is supposed to be coming out this year. The Man with the Bag, The Man with the Sack, starring Arnold Schwarzenegger. I'm ready. I'm ready for it. Liam Neeson is Leslie Nielsen in the Naked Gun remake. That looks pretty funny too, yeah. Put that cookie down. No. No relation to Sackboy. Sackman, no relation to Sackboy. Oh, man. Petrov says next Wednesday I'm going to Vienna, Austria, where Arnold is from. Oh, cool, dude. Doesn't he have like a statue there or something? Didn't they give him like a statue? Or like in his hometown or something like that? Wait. The OG Spider-Man movies, Spider-Man 1 through 3, back in theaters in September. Oh, damn. Yo, wait, hold on. I got one more. Oh my God. It's just giant. I'm back. Ho, ho, ho. Come with me if you want to deliver gifts. All right. Sorry. Getting a little bit crazy in here now. The beard though. Yeah, I know, right? Get to the chimney. That's a good one. Get to the chimney. Maybe get to the sleigh. They're bringing them back for the anniversary. They're also re-releasing them again in 4K with new color grading and transfers. Chase, oh man. Chase Andrew says, I ate too many Tootsie Rolls. Now I feel like I'm dying. I got to ask you, Chase, are they the flavored Tootsie Rolls or just the chocolate ones? Dude, Arnold will never live that one down, but that's whatever, man. The way I view it, everybody says something truly stupid at least once publicly, you know? At least once. Oh, dude, that's bad. You ate the flavored Tootsie Rolls and you ate too many. They're the best. I think that is the best candy that exists. The flavored Tootsie Rolls. Do you guys know what we're talking about? I think they're my favorite candy. I can't eat them too much because the same thing happens to me. I get sick. And I'm pretty sure these are just straight up trans fats. What is a Tootsie Roll? I'll show you these ones. I'm pretty sure that Tootsie Rolls are just straight trans fat, by the way. Holy shit. 25%. Why does it do that with these pictures, bro? Hold on. There we go. Sorry about that. These ones. God, they look so good. Not sponsored, but these are so good. I like the red ones. I even like the yellow ones. I mean, every flavor is good. The blue ones are really good too. Vanilla. But I'm pretty sure these are like some of the worst things you can put in your body. Straight up. Chase, I'm sorry. But I'm fairly certain that these are just trans fat. Like pure trans fat. And what's funny is I think if you look at the back, it'll say 0 grams of trans fat, but I'm like, these are like, I don't think so, man. Saltwater taffy, that's awesome, Shadowlink. I love saltwater taffy. Taffy is my weakness. Yeah, I love taffy. Oh, just 30 minutes ago. Good shit, dude. I want some flavored Tootsie Rolls now. Swedish Fish. Swedish Fish are good. Yeah, I like I like saltwater taffy. I like Laffy Taffy sometimes too. Look up Fruities. They're better than these, but they're pretty much the same Fruities. Let me see. Oh, yeah, I've seen these too. I don't know if they're the same though. Fruities. I think I would get these. Yeah, I've definitely had Fruities before. I think they're a little bit tougher to chew though, right? Because the thing about the Tootsie Rolls is they're pretty soft. They're pretty easy to chew. But those Fruities, if I recall the experience I've had with them, they're a little bit tougher. Mrs. MEG says we got married on the beach and had a candy buffet for thank you gifts. We got loads of saltwater taffy. Yeah, good times. Isley, you're saying I've had pepperoni pizza every meal for the last 300 years. What? You've been alive for 300 years? Chase says, MBG, there's no trans fats in Tootsie Rolls. I don't believe it. So the AI overview says, yes, Tootsie Rolls do contain trans fats. Specifically, they contain partially hydrogenated soybean oil, which is a source of trans fats. According to some product information, while the amount is relatively small per serving, it's still present and contributes to the overall trans fat intake. A lawsuit was filed against Tootsie Roll Industries alleging that the company failed to disclose the presence of partially hydrogenated oil, a source of trans fat, in their products. The FDA has since declared partially hydrogenated oil unsafe for use in food. and some experts argue that there is no safe level of trans fat consumption. So you got to be careful out here, man, because one of the things I learned is that the way that these companies get around it is if you don't like, when they say zero trans fat, if it's below a certain threshold, they can technically say it's zero. Like they can round it down to zero, but there is still some trans fat present. And that's important because trans fat is, trans fat's really bad. 0.5 grams of the threshold. There you go. But that's why I feel, dude, honestly, I feel so guilty eating them that you know what I do? The last time I had a bag of those flavored Tootsie Rolls, I would chew them and then spit them out. I'm like, I can't swallow these and eat these. Like these, it's just, I feel too guilty. I'm like, these are not good for me, man. But they're so fucking, they taste so good. Shadowlink says saltwater taffy for the win. On the beach, like Death Stranding 2? Should we just avoid processed food in general? That's a good rule of thumb, but I don't try to avoid, I don't go out of my way to avoid processed food. I don't know. Like, I care a little bit, but generally speaking, I'm just like, moderation. Even though I go overboard with ice cream, but sometimes I just go overboard with everything. I can't help it. Yeah, maybe Chase, be careful. Be careful. Well, what makes trans fats so scary is your body can't break them down. That's what makes trans fats scary. If you're wondering like why trans fats are so dangerous, because a fat is an oil, and an oil, at least if it's consumed, it should become, like a liquid, basically. But trans fats, the way their molecular makeup or whatever, it makes it so that like your body actually can't really break it down properly. And so it kind of, once it gets to your bloodstream, I'm not trying to like freak anybody out, but it's just, that's why they're considered so dangerous, is like once they get into your bloodstream, they kind of start scarring up in your arteries and shit. And it's like, yeah, that's not good. Too much science. Yeah, just moderation. Mint chocolate chip ice cream. Mint chocolate chip's always good. Yeah. There's this one ice cream. It's like this amaretto chocolate ice cream. I'm like addicted to it. It's too good. It's too good, man. Chris, stop sending me pictures of your face in the community tab of you as movie stars. Bro says he's Spider-Man. I mean, it kind of fits though, you know? Amaretto is pretty great. Does it have alcohol in it though? No. The amaretto ice cream I eat, no, it's alcohol free. Doesn't have any alcohol. The Green Goblin. I mean, I grew up watching the original Spider-Man movies, like the first three. That's what I grew up with. So, yeah, to me, I mean, Tobey Maguire is always going to be Spider-Man. And Willem Dafoe will always be Green Goblin to me. Chris says, hating on my Spider-Man lifestyle. I'm going to put some dirt in your eye. Tom Holland is good as Spider-Man, yeah. I mean, Tom Holland, Andrew Garfield, they all do a great job as Spider-Man. But I guess just because the nostalgia factor's there for me with Tobey Maguire, you know. But yeah, I don't know, guys. I'm thinking maybe this might be a good place to wrap up the stream because we've just been kind of like shooting the shit and not really talking anything gaming for a while. I pretty much did go through all the topics. It's been on the lighter side. I know. Is this a members lounge? That's exactly what I was thinking. Like this should just be a members lounge. But yeah, I mean, I don't want to just extend the stream for the sake of it. I mean, we still have 100 people here, but super fun movies, but the worst Spider-Man. You think so? Yeah, some people think that Andrew Garfield was the best Spider-Man. He was good. He did a good job. Neo says Andrew is his personal favorite. Well, I think Tom Holland's going to be Spider-Man for quite some time, though. I do get that feeling. It's going to be a while till he gets replaced. MBG, but what is life but a huge game? Yeah. Yeah. Well, guys, I think this will be a good place to wrap it up. I tried my best to make sure we stuck to the gaming topics. I think Digital Dude really threw us for a loop today. But to be fair, the topics weren't really wasn't a whole lot going on there. But yeah, we still got a solid 2 hours and 40 minutes out of it. So, guys, thank you so much for tuning in today. We'll also want to thank anybody who watches the streams later on. Again, apologies, there will be no timestamps. Devil Shooter has some stuff he's doing or taking care of behind the scenes, but he will be back at some point. So no worries. Yeah, we should be back here Sunday, hopefully. So be on the lookout for that. Make sure you have your notifications turned on. But at the last minute here, Steven Leon comes in. He couldn't let us go without hitting that 25. Steven Leon comes in and drops another 10 member gifts. He says, for the boss. Well, should we extend the stream now? I don't know. 10 more memberships means 10 more minutes? Perhaps. I mean, you never know. You never know when people want to get a member train going. Steven, thank you so much for that, man.
Holy shit. Boss, do you read me? It's time to feed the beast.
Come on, boss. I gave you a few earlier to hold you over, but now we did it. We hit 25. Thank you so much for that, man. Definitely wasn't expecting that. Steven dropped the 10 bomb during the outro. He's like, we need 10 more minutes. Would be perfect timing as I'm doing legs in 10 minutes. We could go for a couple more minutes. If you guys want to chill for a little bit longer, Steven just dropped 10 membership gifts for you guys. We could do that. Let me add that to the goal, though. Oops, 256. I didn't think we were going to hit it today, though. I got to say, I'm impressed. Steven came through. I got boss. I'm chopped liver. Steven says I'm chopped liver. You hear that? Boss, you need more? I'll only give you a few more. Just a few more. Because you are the boss. He loves these treats, man. He loves them. Yeah, thank you guys for the memberships today, man. I know it was a weaker day in terms of topics and the overall discussion. Not every day is going to be, I guess not every day is going to have the craziest topics, but I wasn't sure whether or not to stream today. But I figured, you know what? We had such a good stream yesterday. The energy was good. We'll bring some more in today. But hitting 25 members, I'm always grateful for that, man. Thank you, guys. Hanzo says the community is golden. Stay golden. Ghetto God's got 92 hours in Death Stranding 2, trying to grind this platinum. But getting 5 stars in every facility is tiresome. Yeah, I've been hearing people saying it's really tough. Lady Gamer, you're heading out. Thanks for joining us today. Hopefully it'll be less chaotic next stream. We're going to have to keep Digital Dude in check. We're going to have to keep him in check. He's getting out of pocket. What is it with these dudes? They always get out of pocket. Am I too lenient? Maybe I'm too lenient. I have to start dropping the hammer. We missed that Rich Rod and Broccoli Rob energy today. Oh no, I'm sure we got some of it today. Yeah. Enjoy that Bailey's and mint chocolate chip ice cream. Damn, Lady Gamer's like, he's getting timed out next time. He's getting too crazy with it. He's getting too crazy with it. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to platinum Death Stranding 2. I'll have to see, because I don't want to ruin the experience with the grind. I don't know. I platinum Death Stranding 1. So it's like, I mean, if I could platinum Death Stranding 1, surely I can platinum the sequel. You guys are saying I should do it? I'll probably go for it. I mean, yeah, I still have a long way to go, though. Shadowlink says, hope you all have a great day. Don't forget to like the stream on the way out. I'm going to get some ice cream after work today, or after dinner tomorrow. Sounds good, Shadowlink. Thank you, man. Thanks for hanging out. Thank you for the membership gifts as well, buddy. Yeah, Mrs. MBG walked away for a second, and Steven drops 10 member gifts. You think I could do it? You think I could get the platinum? I think what's making me nervous about it is if it's that much of a grind, there are like other games coming up that I really want to play. I don't know. I don't know, man. All right, so, you know, I just realized I almost ended my stream earlier without doing a last call. So we'll do it now. We'll do a proper last call now. We'll give it like 4 more minutes or so. We'll give it like 4 more minutes. And we're going to wrap up the stream. So if you want to drop any more support before we wrap it up, now would be the time to do it. Whether it be if you want to drop any more member gifts, if you want to become a member, super chats, direct donations, now would be the time. We should be back here Sunday. But I do want to say that we will have more members content coming up. My hope is that my goal next week is I want to do a Death Stranding 2 spoiler cast. And then after that, we're going to do some members gameplay for Death Stranding 2. That's my goal. Hopefully we'll be able to make that happen. No, I've never played Nier. Heard it's good, though. Hanzo, we don't talk about that. Wes, we don't talk about that. We don't talk about it. Neo's like, bro, you got to play it. He says, I know it looks gooner. Steven will never he doesn't want me to ever live it down, bro. Maybe one day. Never, I mean, not anytime soon, but one day, perhaps. Perhaps. I got the Sifu Platinum. That one was tough. That's one of my, yeah, that's a Platinum I'm really proud of. That one was tough. I'm not going to lie. The Sifu Platinum was very difficult. I understand, Hanzo. I understand. I've never heard something being described as gooner adjective-wise, but I like it. Same, bro. Same. What's happening? What's happening to our society? Bet it feels awesome, Master Sifu. Yeah, I hope they make a sequel to Sifu one day. I know that they have that really successful soccer game. It's like doing really, really well for them. I hope one day they'll get back to making a game like Sifu again, because it really was good. Sifu was like, I forget who asked, but somebody asked in the community tab, like, what's the most underrated game of this gen? And I'm like, I think Sifu might be super underrated. Like, that game was amazing. I streamed some gameplay of that too. Good time. Returnal. Yeah, Returnal's underrated. Returnal's really underrated, actually. Yeah. It's funny because, like, some of the best games we got this generation really did come out in the first couple years. Curious to see how Saros is, how people react to it. You also enjoyed Absolver, the game before Sifu. People were recommending that to me. I never did get to play it. Maybe that's why they're not doing a Sifu 2. Because Absolver, I think, was martial arts as well. But yeah, they found, I think, a new level of success with the soccer game, Slow Clap. I think they have like millions of people playing it. Neo says, I don't get people who say this gen is dead, bro, or bad. Yeah, I mean, I don't understand it either, frankly. I platinum Returnal, yeah. Have I ever used a guide to help me figure out how to get the trophy done, even though you still got to execute yourself? Even though yeah, I mean, I've had to use guides many times for certain trophies and just seeing how, like, what exactly am I supposed to do? How exactly am I supposed to? Certainly, yeah. I'm no stranger to that. I'm no stranger to the guides. ABG Platinum Returnal on stream. I will never Platinum Returnal again. That Platinum was a nightmare. I almost gave up on it because of the RNG. Yeah, we don't talk about that either. But we do. Talked about it many times. All right, guys. This will be where we wrap it up. Once again, thank you so much for tuning in today. Shout out to anybody who's going to watch it later. Again, I don't know if there's going to be timestamps, but either way, we appreciate what Devil Shooter does. Shout out to him once again. I agree. Too many doomers, man. Too many doomers. Hit the like button as you're heading out. And I did put out a news video earlier. So if you want just something that's just pure topics, I did put content out. You could go check it out if you like. And yeah, we, again, should be back Sunday. So make sure you have notifications turned on. And we'll have, we'll see what the upcoming week brings. But guys, that does it. Please enjoy the rest of your day, evening, or night. And I feel like I'm forgetting something. I don't think I am. I just have that feeling. I have that lingering feeling of like I'm forgetting something. But all right, guys. Yeah, I'll catch you in the next stream. So till then, take care, everyone.